Hello friends, I am Mr. S.S. Sazni from Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sharad Institute of Technology Polytechnic, and I am teaching the subject Management. Today we will start with a new point, that is matching human needs with the job needs. Since this is a very big point, we will at least try to cover what are the human needs today. So before starting with the new point, we will just take a review of our previous lecture. So in the previous lecture, we have started with organizing at supervisory level. That is the remaining half part of this chapter. So in that, first we have seen what is the meaning of organizing. So organizing is the activity of coordinating and directing the company's resources in such a way that the company can carry out its objectives. Along with this, we have also discussed in detail what are the steps in organizing. I will just repeat those steps. So the first step in organizing was to determine the objectives or the goals of the department. Then the second step was formulating the supporting policies and plans. Then the third step was to identify and classify the necessary activities for carrying out that plan. Then the next step was grouping these activities in the best way. Then again the next step was assignment of duties. We call it as a delegation. So you should know this, that is delegation. It is nothing but assigning duties. And the last step was authority and responsibility. So these were the steps in organizing. After this, we have seen what are the physical resources and how to organize them. We have discussed all the resources one by one, like we have started with the man as a resource. So in that we have seen how to organize this manpower. We have also studied what are the steps included for organizing the manpower. Then we studied the machine as a resource, also the steps for utilizing the machine in best possible way. Then again we have seen material as a resource, so how to use material without any wastage or in an effective manner. And then finally we concluded our previous lecture with the point that is money as a resource. So today we will now start with the new point, that is human needs. Now we will see the new point, that is human needs. So whenever we are going to study about the human needs, then it is very important that we should know about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Though this point is removed from the syllabus, but still whenever we are studying this subject management, and particularly regarding the human needs, it is very important that you should know what is this theory of human needs and what does this pyramid represent. According to human psychologist Abraham Maslow, our actions are motivated in order to achieve certain needs. His hierarchy suggests that people are motivated to fulfill basic needs before moving on to the other, that is more advanced needs. People need to satisfy their most important needs first. Then when they achieve this, they can move on to the next important need. So the Maslow first introduced his theory of hierarchy in the year 1943 in his paper, which was entitled as a theory of human motivation. So in his theory or in a paper, he gathered all the needs of humans, and he placed all these needs at separate levels, and all these levels were represented by a pyramid. As per his theory, the pyramid is split into 5 categories. Unless we have the fundamental basic human needs at the bottom of the hierarchy, we will not strive to meet any further desires. As each requirement is fulfilled, we will move up the hierarchy. The first stage of the hierarchy is the physiological stage, that is the stage which is required to sustain life. It includes breathing, the desire for food, air, water, and all those things. So these were considered to be the basic needs of human life. Maslow's theory suggests that if these fundamental needs are not satisfied, then one must surely be motivated to satisfy them. Higher needs are not recognized until these basic needs have been satisfied. The second stage of the hierarchy is called as the safety stage. Once the physiological needs have been satisfied, attention and desire turns to safety and security in order to be free from the threat of psychological and physical harm. Such needs are fulfilled by living in a safe area or financial reserves or with job security and good health. According to Maslow theory, you cannot move up the pyramid to the next stages if you feel threatened. Once the threat has been addressed, one can then move up the pyramid. Then comes the third stage, which is called as belonging stage or love stage. Once the person has met the lower physiological and safety needs, the higher needs can be addressed. This begins with the belonging stage, which can also be referred to as the social needs stage. These are the needs related with interaction and can include family and friendship. Then the next stage, that is the fourth stage of hierarchy, is called as the esteem stage. Once a person feels like they belong, the need to be important can arise. So the esteem needs can be classified as external or internal. Internal esteem needs are related to self-esteem, such as the need to respect yourself and achieve, whereas the external esteem needs are those such as social status or reputation and recognition. Then comes the last stage, that is the fifth stage of hierarchy, and it is called as a self-actualization stage. This stage is placed at the apex of the pyramid. It can be defined as reaching your full potential. Unlike some of the lower needs, this need is never fully satisfied due to the fact that people can grow and change and continue to challenge themselves. People in this stage tend to have needs such as morality, creativity, problem solving, acceptance of facts or truth, as well as justice and wisdom. So in this way, Maslow's have studied what are the human needs, and accordingly he has placed all these needs in this pyramid. Now apart from this, we are going to study what are the actual human needs in detail if we are comparing these human needs related with the employee or worker who is performing his duties in an industry. There is a large list of human needs. So we will see all those needs one by one. So the first human need is liking areas in work. If the employees are happy at work and they love what the task has been given by the supervisor, then it will definitely lead to overall productivity, as well as it will enhance their performance. People actually who enjoy their jobs are more likely to be optimistic and motivated. They learn faster, and as a result they will make fewer mistakes. So this will produce less wastage in the company. So it is very necessary that the supervisor should know regarding what are the liking areas of the team members, so that accordingly he can allocate the desired work so that it can be completed with fewer mistakes and with great productivity. However, while allocating this kind of work, if the supervisor fails to do this, then it will create a negative mindset in the employees, and this will make it harder for the employee to complete the given task. The second human need is scope of performance. So if the employee is given a repetitive task, that is he has to perform the same task throughout the day for several years, then definitely that employee will get bored with doing the same repetitive task. And soon the first point that we studied in human needs, that is liking area. So this liking area of that employee will be converted into boring work. So it is necessary that the employees are allotted work which will help them to develop knowledge as well as skills and capabilities within themselves, and this will improve their scope of performance. There is one department called as performance management in most of the companies, and the role of this management or department is to see the performance of each employee, and depending on this performance the employees are given appraisals. So appraisals are nothing but it is the way of measuring the performance, or what kind of work the employees have done over a certain duration of time, and the benefit for the same is given in terms of money. So for this appraisal purpose, there should be some scope of performance which is given for the employees, so that they can improve their knowledge and develop their skills, and also get the benefit in the form of appraisal. The next human need is work justice as per capability. So work justice is nothing but giving or allocating the task to right persons. Just want to say that the supervisor, if he wants to allocate some kind of work to an skilled labor, then the same kind of work he cannot allocate it to the unskilled labor. He has to think about what are the capabilities of the employees or workers, and based on their skills and abilities he should allocate the work. So we call it as work justice as per their capability. The next human need is authority in doing work. The term authority means position or designation or seniority. It is reflected as a power in managing the work. So if the authority is used in a good sense and in a positive manner, any system can work smoothly. But for a smooth functioning of any activity, or to complete a particular project, it is necessary that along with the responsibility to complete that task, some kind of authority is also given to the employees. And if authorities are given, then it is possible to take the right decisions at the right time. So this will definitely help in better production of any kind of task that is given. So the next human need is free hand in creative work. If the employees are given the freedom to express their ideas with their experience and abilities as well as skills, then they will help in creative and producing some innovative solutions to any kind of problems while performing any activity. The next human need is the physical and mental work below stress level. The work related stress is a growing problem around the world, and this affects not only the health but also the well-being of the employees. And finally, it also affects the productivity of the organizations. So the work related stress arises when the work demands of various types and combinations exceeds the person's capability as well as capacity to perform that activity. These work related stress can be caused by various events. For example, a person might feel under pressure if the demands of their job, such as hours or overtime duty or night duty, if it goes beyond his expectations, then the employee will be definitely in under physical stress. That is the reason why we have seen in previous slides that in most of the areas the manpower has been replaced by the machine resource. So with this we can reduce the physical stresses by replacing the manpower with machine resource. But if we particularly talk about the mental stress, then it can arise due to several factors such as conflict with the co-workers or bosses, or it might be due to constant change in the given departments or task, as well as due to threats to job security, and it can also maybe due to the financial conditions. So with such kind of atmosphere, the employee or any human cannot perform their job or any activity that is given to them, and thus it is necessary that the physical and mental work is below stress level. The next human need, that is rest allowance. So the rest allowance is the amount of time that is permitted to the workers so that they can carry out certain activities which are apart from the work which is allotted by the supervisor. In simple words, we can say that it is the time allowed for physical needs of the worker. As the worker cannot work continuously just like a machine, hence it is necessary that some kind of rest allowance or personal allowance is provided to the workers so that his personal requirements can be satisfied, such as drinking water or time required for taking tea or using the washroom facilities. Also, the general working conditions and the nature of work that is given to the employee, it will influence the time that is allotted for this rest allowance. So if we consider the working conditions that are having heavy work, such as high temperatures and humid atmosphere, which is in case of foundry. So at such high temperatures and humid atmosphere, the time which is allotted as the rest allowance, it should be greater as compared to the workers who are working at the other places. As per the rules, the personal allowance of 5% per shift is necessary under normal conditions in every organization. But for the tasks which are performed under adverse environments, the operators can be given 50% allowance for a shift of 8 hours. But such areas are very limited. So most of the time we can see that only 5% is rest allowance given to the workers. Several physical factors such as standing and carrying out the activity by using the muscular energy or force, as well as the mental and cognitive factors like mental strain or eye strain, and environmental as well as work factors like poor lighting, noise, and heat. Due to all these factors, it becomes necessary to give the rest allowance to the workers. So if the rest allowance is not given, then it directly affects the product which is manufactured. So this rest allowance is an important human need. The next human need is nothing but the human treatment. If we want to engage the employees and inspire them for a greater productivity, then it is necessary that all the employees are treated equally. So we call it as human treatment. Nowadays, the employees or workers are treated just like a robot. The workers are always asked to complete their daily task, or else if they fail to do so, then either they will be compensated in terms of money, or they are feared about their job security. So if this happens, then it affects their abilities and skills to perform any activity. Again, if we consider one example, that is say two persons, that is X and Y, who are given the same task, and both are having the same salary, but Y is very hard worker. He comes in time to the department and also completes the target in time, whereas X is the person who is always late, and he never completes the task in time. But still, if both of them gets the same salary, then in such case, after certain duration of time, Y will also start to think to do the same as X does. So it is necessary that the fair treatment is given to each worker or employee based on their behavior, abilities, as well as their skills. The supervisor should find some time to have tea with each worker and explain them about their behavior or what are the areas where they are supposed to improve themselves. The supervisor should know each worker personally, and he should coach the workers so that they will believe that if something negative happens, then they will be not fired. And by creating such environment, the supervisor can achieve successful targets even if they seem to be difficult. So this was all about the human treatment. The next human need is facilities at work. So particularly the welfare facilities such as the basic health, safety and welfare issues are the important concerns of human need. So they are necessary to protect the health and safety of everyone in the workplace, and to ensure that adequate welfare facilities are provided for the people at work. So these welfare facilities will include the provisions of drinking water, clothing, accommodation, resting and eating facilities, as well as sanitary and washing facilities. All these facilities are not necessarily required to be in the workplace, but it should be located in such a position that is conveniently accessible for all the employees. All these facilities must have proper ventilation or proper lighting, and also at reasonable room temperature, and also be in a clean and working condition. The washing facilities should also be provided within the vicinity of sanitary convenience, and any changing facilities that are available. The lighting should be sufficient to enable all the people or the workers to move and transport the material safely. If necessary, the local lighting should be provided. The lighting and light fitting should be or it should not create any hazard. Automatic emergency lighting should be provided where a sudden loss of light would create a risk. The workplaces, furnitures and fittings should be always kept clean, and should have enough free space to allow the movement of workers with ease. The floor or surfaces where the work is to be carried out should not be uneven or slippery, and it should be kept free from obstructions. The traffic routes should be designed or planned accordingly. Avoid using these areas as temporary storage facilities, as they often become permanent, creating a hazard. So these points are to be considered thoroughly while dealing with the facilities at work. The next human need is a good salary. The worker should be well satisfied with the salary that is given to him for his abilities and skills. So if he is given proper salary, then definitely he will give better productivity. So after good salary, the next human need is benefits, bonus and rewards. These are one of the methods of motivating the employees to change their work habits as well as their behavior, so as to obtain greater productivity as well as the quality of product which is to be manufactured. So all these benefits or rewards, these are apart from the salary which is given to the employee, and this is decided based on his performance appraisal. The performance appraisal is the method in which an employee's job performance is verified, or it is evaluated and reviewed. Compares the employee work behavior with the organization's set standards to provide feedback on the job performance. So through these appraisals, the supervisor gives the feedback of every individual worker, and depending on his performance for a set duration of time, these benefits or rewards are provided to the workers. So such kind of incentives are given to the workers or employees so that they can perform in a similar way in the upcoming year, and they can achieve more than a satisfactory appraisal. The next human need is appreciation for good work, and promotion with proper intervals. We talk about promotion, then it is just a form of reward, and it shows the long-term satisfaction of the employees by that company. So this reward is given to the employee by elevating him to a higher stage and offering a title with increased authority as well as a responsibility. A worker or employee is highly motivated in this type of reward to contribute all his efforts in order to gain management's trust and acquire their authority and responsibility. Now, if we talk about appreciation, then it is one of the principal motivating factor for any worker or employee at his or her workplace. It actually drives the employees to work sincerely and to be more dedicated to their superiors. Research has shown that the words of appreciation at the workplace is directly connected to the job satisfaction as well as happiness at the workplace. Appreciation is one of the basic human needs, and the worker will definitely respond to the appreciation which is given by the higher authority or superior, because it confirms that his work is being valued. So when an employee at his work are appreciated, his satisfaction and thus his productivity improves. He gets motivated to maintain the standard or to improve it more. It is also very important to know that money is not the only reward that expresses the appreciation. Many employees would feel more satisfied and happy if their superiors treat them unexpectedly with saying thank you, and we call it as no cost appreciation. So this point, that is appreciation for good work, is also one of the most important human need. The last human need from this slide is status and value in the organization. Once all the basic needs of humans are satisfied, then the last need is regarding the status. So the worker will develop a concern regarding getting the status and importance as well as the respect from the others. Most humans have a need to feel respected. It represents the typical human desire to be accepted and valued by the others. So these are the all human needs which we are supposed to study. So now we will stop here for today, and in the next lecture we will see what are the different job needs, so that we can study this point, matching human needs with job needs. We are also supposed to study what will be the effect of successful matching of these human needs with the job needs. So we will see all these points in the next lecture. Till then, thank you very much.